In one of our clients' place, the top management and all the managers, they spend all their time, the entire day, in meetings. There will be one meeting or the other every hour. They will be spending on meetings, and at the end of the day, right after 6 o'clock, they will spend some time in completing their day-to-day tasks, and they leave the office by about 8 o'clock or so. And this was repeating for many days, and after some time we can easily find that people are completely demotivated. Right at the end of the day, they will say, we are spending so much time on meetings, but we didn't get to accomplish anything. And over a period of time, they became demotivated, frustrated, and that actually showed in the results. And this was a kind of a toxic practice, which is not only in this particular company, it is being followed in many organizations. How to conduct effective meetings, and that's what we are going to find out in today's video. Come, let's start this particular video. Hi there, my name is Anand. I'm your trusted lean manufacturing partner, and in this particular video we are going to talk about 7 tips to conduct effective meetings. First point is the participants. Who are the people who need to participate in a meeting? You have to call only the required people. The ideal size of a meeting can be about 5 to 7 people. That's the ideal strength. In case you want, you are not able to avoid, you can have 1 or 2 people more. But 5 to 7 is the ideal size of the participants in a meeting. And who are all the people need to be present? The person who is going to talk about the key point, that is the person who is going to present, he or she has to be there. This person is knowledgeable in that area. And the second person should be who is going to implement the points, the agenda. Third one is who is going to approve or review the whole implementation, and who is going to get benefited. That person should be there. And then who is going to provide support. For example, if it is a meeting regarding some productivity improvement, obviously for doing some changes in the mission, we need maintenance personnel. So maintenance person can be part of that particular meeting. Who is going to do the documentation of the entire activity? So these are the people who can be in the meeting. So the first one is participant. And then the second one is about the timings. It has to be communicated properly to all the team members. You have to schedule between 15 to 20 minutes, max 30 minutes for a particular meeting. And it has to be informed well in advance. And many times what happens is in office or a corporate setup, people tend to come late to the meeting. Right? And other people will be waiting. For example, if there are 5 people waiting for one person for 10 minutes, it is effectively 50 minutes, right? 10 into 5 people. So always be on time, start the meeting on time, and complete the meeting on time. So that is very important. In some companies nowadays, I have seen people tend to do meetings in a standing posture. Right? They don't have to meet in the conference room, so it should be like 5 to 10 minutes kind of meeting. So those kind of meetings are very effective. Always try to have the beverages or snacks, at the start or at the end of the meeting. And third point is displays or projectors. Always have the displays or projectors ready. They have to be set up before the meetings. In case you are going to use whiteboards and markers, they have to be ready. When the meeting is going on, if a person is fiddling to connect the computer or having a projector set up, that is always a disturbance. Sometimes they will not be able to handle it. We have to call the IT guy, so they have to fix it. So it's always an interruption. So always have these displays and projectors set up before the meeting itself. And the fourth point is agenda. What is the agenda for this particular meeting? That has to be circulated well in advance, and people have to be prepared when they are coming for the meeting. It's not that they come in and then they kind of start discussing and then finally it's going to take time, and most of the time it will not be an effective meeting. So people have to come prepared for the meeting. Focus on what we are going to achieve through this meeting. What is the final thing? Whether we are going to finalize on something, whether we are going to approve a particular process change, what is it we are going to approve or finalize at the end of the meeting. That has to be very clear, and it has to be completed on that same meeting itself. The point is presenter. The person who is going to present should be very clear on what he or she is going to present. So the background work should be completed well in advance. It's not that you call somebody for a meeting and then ask for some suggestions and all that. That's not going to work. Have the data and analysis ready. What is that you are going to present? Finally, flow of the presentation should be very important. People have very short attention spans nowadays, and it's important for the presenter to present the data in a flow so that the other person can make some sense out of it and give some thoughts, and we can finally take a decision. So that flow is very important. And the sixth one is action plan. When the meeting is going on, one person can note down the key points, and at the end of the meeting, the person can consolidate it and prepare a minutes of meeting and send it to all the persons. So the minutes of meeting should have the action plan, the target date, and the person responsible for completing the activity. That has to be circulated at the end of the meeting. And the next meeting should start with this previous minutes of meeting. We have to review that, and then only the current meeting should start. So that should be the practice which should be followed in every meeting. And finally, listening. Many people, we don't listen. When somebody is presenting, we will have our own thoughts running in the background. Sometimes people will be physically present, they will be mentally absent. Actively listen to the presenter. That is the first point. And second one is, try to avoid the mobile phones while meeting. This is a common thing. Third one is no blaming or heated arguments. In a corporate or an office environment, this happens multiple times, right? The production department always blames maintenance department or quality department. Sales guys always talk about marketing. So there will be a lot of blame games going on. So try to avoid all these things in the meetings. And finally, the food and beverages, like I already mentioned, they can be served at the start or at the end, not at the middle of the meeting. So these are all some of the tips, 7 tips which you can follow to conduct effective meetings. Before we look at the don'ts of the meeting, you can consider subscribing to our newsletter, where we share a lot of interesting articles and posts related to manufacturing industries, and this will happen every week. So you'll get a good article which will help your team improve and perform in a better way. In India, many medium-sized companies, they don't have a proper training setup. So the people who join, they lack the basic skills and knowledges which are required in a manufacturing company, and these are the people who are going to be the next set of leaders for your company, right? So you can consider joining our manufacturing leadership program, which is an online course, and it's a very, very simple and easy way to upgrade your leaders in the company, and they can run the shop floor in a much more productive and efficient way. This particular course have 17 topics ranging from production, quality, maintenance, stores, purchase, HR topics, safety, then 5S, Six Sigma, all those basic concepts which are required in a manufacturing company, which is presented in this particular course, and it's a very good option for you to train your employees. Yeah. Now let us go to the don'ts, how not to conduct some meetings. So people think that all the department heads should be present for all the meetings. Not needed, right? They have to spend more time on strategic initiatives rather than day-to-day operational activities. So they can be called for something which is long-term, right? A big thing, not the day-to-day operational activities. So that you can consider. The second one is monitor the time. Start the meeting and complete the meeting on time. That is very important. And don't do analysis during the meeting. When there is a particular issue, somebody is saying some problem with maintenance, then all the people will look at the maintenance. So that maintenance guy will say some excuse for that, and he will say, okay, this particular issue because of this. Then we'll all go to that particular person. So there will be a lot of this analysis or understanding the root cause during the meeting, which is not necessary. So all the analysis can be done outside of the meeting, and people have to come prepared for the meeting. So don't do analysis during the meeting. And this particular activity will take a lot of time. Other people will be just watching. And don't call someone at the last moment for the meeting, right? Just because he is free, you don't have to call that person, right? And don't call for a meeting if there is no agenda, right? Just for the namesake, don't call some meeting. And finally, don't have a meeting to review the previous meeting's points. That is very important. Okay, last week we had this. Now we are going to review this. The review can happen offline. You have already the person responsible and target date. They can just fill in and send it to all the participants. No need for a meeting to have a review. All these points can help you in creating a better meeting in your company. If you like this particular video, please subscribe to our channel and also click the bell icon so that whenever we post a new video, you'll get a notification. And you can also share this video to your colleagues and team members so that they will conduct better meetings in their organization or in their teams. So thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. See you. Bye.